and then they stuck me in. And it's like, why can't I lose by 30? Why do I have to lose on Monday night at a heartbreaker at the last minute in week one?
Because we're not
If
built that way, Mitchell. We're not built that way. We aren't built that way. You know, the real coaches in the league, we're not built that way. As much as you want to say we rebuild, we don't rebuild. We
why
re-
can't we be happy? Why can't we be happy?
I've been
Why
trying to
what
find happiness for 9 years.
Um, yeah, welcome in. Welcome into the weekly recap of the JPDL. You can see one of our owners here, Will Fitzgerald. I think he's going to be joining me for however long these last. I'll be honest, I almost didn't record this. I was really close to just being folding up the channel. But with two of us here, hopefully there's accountability. And you can see I'm dressed up in my coaching gear. I had to coach tonight. Will got the night off. He got
I
to
did.
enjoy Monday Night Football. I don't know what that's like. Um, Will, how are you doing this fine Monday morning, evening? I don't know.
Look,
Time doesn't
man.
matter.
Look, man. You know, I had a 50-point lead going in, so I was feeling good. I was confident. I was ready to just watch some football. You know, watch the other games around the league. And one just happened to be a nail biter, and I think we're gonna get into it at some point in the
Yeah,
show.
yeah, we'll get into that one a little bit later. I just kind of need to gather my thoughts. Obviously, we're recording this. The game's still going on. Oh, the Vikings won. Good job. Shout out to the Vikings, I guess. I guess real football matters. Yeah, Vikings 1-0. JJ McCarthy rushing touchdown. Caleb Williams first two rushing touchdowns of his career. Ah, yeah, my
I
bad,
thought
my
we were
bad.
I thought we were getting
Yeah,
into
my
it
bad.
later.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought we were
yeah,
getting
yeah.
into it later.
Yeah, I had Caleb all last year. He didn't score one rushing touchdown for me, but he won't score two against me on Monday night. No, we're good. We're good. We'll start on Thursday night. These teams don't matter. We have McKell against Pat, the Shyrock shooters. They beat the Montana Milkers. Some of these scores, actually, they'll be final at this point. 115.68 to 53.51. Will, do you have the scores in front of you?
I don't have the scores in front of me at the moment.
Okay, cool. Glad my co-host is prepared for the show today.
I'm using what I used as my camera today.
Yeah, okay. I guess I'm just a stats guy over here. None of these teams matter, so we can move on to the next game. All right. So then we move. No, no. Did you have any thoughts on this game? Obviously, Montana. Look, both these teams. These are expansion teams. They're in rebuilding situations. Just joined the JPDL.
Yep. I
Sorry,
think
guys. Wait, hold up. Sorry for making you guys join this league. Fantasy football brings nothing but pain. Um, I apologize. I honestly, from the bottom of my heart, apologize. But Will, 53 points for Montana, that's not going to cut it.
Oh no, I mean, let's be honest with you. Let's be honest. Montana is number 12. It's number 12. It will be number 12. I think even, the owner knows that they're the number 12 team in the league. And it showed in week 1. I think nobody got milked like he said. And it just ended up being just a brutal game for him, and get ready for the number 1 pick, buddy.
Yeah, yeah. Tillman, I guess. I don't even know his first name. Oh, Cedric Tillman. Yeah, he scored 13.7.
Oh, good work.
Brenton Strange scored 9.9 for the Milkers. Aside from that, no one scored more than 5 points.
Tua?
Quarterbacks, what?
Tua? Tua did.
Yeah, yeah, 5 points.
Uh,
Same thing with Sam Darnold. So obviously, if your quarterbacks don't show up, if your quarterbacks don't combine for three rushing touchdowns and 50 points, it's going to be tough to win. Um, but yeah, like you said, I don't think this is a bad thing for Montana. They just
nope.
need to keep stacking it. Honestly, they need to look at L's as wins.
Exactly. Like
Uh,
Dallas last year. Like Dallas last year, definitely.
yeah, like if you're not going to win, it's better to lose.
Yeah.
It's better to get the last pick than the first pick. If you're not going to get number one, and I know you don't know what that's like, but
Here we go. Gotta take
yeah,
gotta take the shots.
2023 championship ring. But if you don't get first, it's better to get the first pick. But actually, I guess Shyrock put up a very respectable 115 points this week. Outscored a lot of the returning owners of the league. I think they were like middle of the pack in scoring this week, so pretty good showing by them. Their standout players. James Conner did pretty well. He did score a touchdown. Will, so you're right on that.
Uh-huh.
Stafford had a pretty good game. Bill came in. Ja'Cory Cross get merit. He I guess came in later in the game. I'm dead
Yeah.
inside. Anyways, Geno Smith, he put up a nice 18. So really the difference in this was the quarterback play probably. And yeah, like, Shyrock McCall in the State of the Franchise video said he wanted to keep some of his players for early on this season to beat his rivals, beat, Pat week one. He has a mod coming up, I think week three, and they say he's doing a fire sale after that, which I respect. Um, at the end of the day, fantasy football is about beating your rivals. I wasn't able to do that on Monday night.
Yeah, I know, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm letting you get it out. I'm letting you get out whatever you need to get out. But I used to be the coach for Chicago, so I know what the city's like when it wins, and I think this is good for them to get a nice week one win when no one really expected them to do much this season. So it feels good for them, and for Coach McHale, it's got to feel good for him to beat his rival in the league.
Yeah, totally. He has Mills next week. That could be a win.
No,
Still
I'm not
believe in
doing that
that.
anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not at this point. I'm over calling. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about Las Vegas right now. But I'm over it. I'm done saying Las Vegas sucks. I'm done saying it because I just need to see it now. I just need to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, good performance. But again, neither of those teams probably matter in the end. Let's get to Sunday slate. 1 p.m. Ahmad played Chris.
Oh yeah.
Nothing surprising here. Chris loses. He had the much better team on paper, but coaching matters, I guess, in this league. Anyways, yeah, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, they combined for like 13 points combined. That won't do it. That
No.
won't do it. Jerome Ford had 1 point. Good
Yeah.
job. I guess that's a flex player. Jalen Wall had five. Wasting a 28-point performance from Justin Herbert hurts for Chris, but coaching.
Like I said, I think for Chris at this stage in the game, like at this stage in the league, you can give him a 5-star meal, and if you just give him one ingredient, he's gonna mess up the entire meal. I think at this point, I don't trust it. I don't trust him to be the fourth best team on paper because I can't look and see Coach Diaz on the sideline and think that this team's actually got a shot at winning something big.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know when my next meal will be. Probably won't eat tomorrow. Um, but yeah, 5-star meals. For those of you that can stomach having food right now, that's a good analogy right there. Ahmad put up a pretty respectable 125 points. I like Ahmad's team, probably more than most people in the league. Kyler had a pretty good game. Aaron Jones had that one wheel route. That was good. I mean, he sucks. Jordan Mason's definitely the RB1 out there in
Nah,
Minnesota.
Aaron sucks. Aaron sucks. Aaron sucks.
JSN, he had like a 70% target share. Last second play by me to put Cooper Kupp in my starting lineup. That didn't work out. Yeah, great job by JSN. Garrett Wilson looked good. Got a lot of passing from Justin Fields. He scored 29 points for me. That didn't matter. Yeah, he has the Marvin Harrison stack that came through at Kyler to Marvin Harrison touchdown. He put Keenan Allen in at the last minute over Pat Freiermuth.
Good job.
That was the difference in this game. That was 5 minutes before lock play for Ahmad. And that's where coaching matters. Like those little decisions that you make at the last moment. And that was the difference in this game. So shout
And
out
I
to
am
Ahmad
worried
for his
about I'm worried
decision.
about Vice City's running back group. If he wants to really win big, he's gonna have to try to do something, maybe make a trade or two. Smart trades though. And also you got QJ coming back, which I'm never gonna say his real name. Out here, we don't
Yeah.
like criminals, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, no. With him coming back, it
You
could
mean
help you.
Judkins? Oh, that QJ. I thought you meant the air guy, the Quinchon Judkins. But yeah, he
No, you mean
does.
Quentin
He has,
Johnson?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's in Dallas.
whatever.
He's in Dallas. He's in Dallas.
I just see numbers at this point. Yeah, Quinchon. Yeah, he's coming back. That'll be good. That'll be good for Ahmad, I guess. So it's a good win by Ahmad. I think he usually loses week one, so it's good for him to start off on a good foot. I know you play Ahmad next week.
Yep, I'm
Any
ready for
thoughts
it.
on that?
No, I mean, right now we're just focused on our team. George is probably going to be out for 3 to 5 weeks, and that's
Yeah,
okay.
Kittle.
Yeah, Kittle,
Hmm.
he's going to be out for 3 to 5 weeks, and that's okay. We're just gonna. Our team's built to where one guy can go down and we can probably still make a good run for it, depending on who it is. So stay healthy, Kittle. Get back good, and we'll be ready to play Vice City next week. Easy.
That's nice. That's nice that you can lose the top five tight end and still feel good going into next week. All right, yeah. Third matchup here. We had James Ball, Boston Baller brand, going up against the Dallas Lax Bros. Um, yeah, Gil again. Or no, James Ball won this one.
Yep. By a good
Where am I?
margin.
Yeah, both these teams suck this week. 104 to 86. I would have beaten both of these teams. But yeah, let's start off with James Ball here. Drake May, he kind of sucked, but he put up 15 points somehow. I don't know. Neither of these teams really played well. Baker Mayfield at 23. So again, it's a quarterback league here in the JPDL. When your quarterbacks combined for 38, it's pretty good. No rushing touchdowns between the two of them. They didn't have three rushing touchdowns, but good performance by them. CD Lamb had a couple of drops, but still put 15.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor got like every touch, literally all or every snap. It was like every touch or every snap, one of those two numbers. I think his like participation was 96% or something. So he's a true bell cow.
Yeah, he is. Look, I love Boston. I love what Boston's doing down there. Because last year we looked at him on paper. And we were like, this team's old. This team ain't going to do anything good. And then he really changed up in the offseason. He was one of the better offseason teams. And you saw it today. And as for Dallas, we saw that work in progress team is still a work in progress. It's still a bunch of young guys.
Yeah, yeah. One thing about Boston is that, James Ball, he has a good work-life balance with the league. He doesn't really make this his entire personality. So shout out to him for that. Like
Yep.
I'm sure he's happy to check sleeper on Monday night and see that he won and didn't have to invest 16 hours watching his team lose. So yeah, so shout out to James Ball. Like you said, good point right there with Gill. Obviously, he has a lot of rookies: Marion Hampton, Travion Henderson. I think he had five rookies, starring R.J. Harvey, Matthew Golden. He took out Cam Ward for Bryce Young.
Yeah.
Choosing between trash right there. But four rookies, like obviously Dallas will get better as the season goes along. I thought they could sneak in a win right here to start the season, but they were not able to. So
Who do they have next? You know who they have next week?
let me look. They have the frauds.
Oh yeah, yikes! All right, yeah, no,
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be a tough start to the season for Dallas, but I like them long term.
yeah.
I think if they can sneak in, if they can sneak a few wins here early in the season, they'll be a force to be reckoned with down the stretch. Yeah. All
No,
right.
yeah.
Uh,
So next week, you say week 2, right? You got
yep.
Chris, you got Dallas, you got Dallas and New York. Who are we taking in that matchup?
Sorry, Dallas plays the frauds. What do you
No, I know.
mean?
I'm saying hypothetically speaking, you got week 2,
Oh,
you got Dallas versus New York. Who do you take right now?
I'll take New York. I think New York
I
is still
know,
due.
I know, and I think we're gonna get burned for it, man. I think we would get burned for it.
Oh, JJ McCarthy is signing some stuff for fans. That's cool. Oh yeah, yeah. All right. Let's move on to the fourth matchup.
Yep.
Um, obviously I played Nick Mills in week one. I went into Monday Night Football at 45 points. I was playing against JJ McCarthy, Caleb Williams, Adam Thielen, and TJ Hawkinson. So, Mills, half his team played on prime time this week. Actually, I think seven of his 10 players played on prime time this week. Yeah, I think this was the most important game of the season for me. Not only because it was determining my direction, but I think Mills is like the kind of guy that I'm going to be competing with for the last playoff spot. So, these games are more important than games against like the best teams in the league or the worst teams in the league. Anytime I'm playing someone in the middle of the pack, that's it's a matchup I gotta fucking win. Yeah. I guess we'll start off with Mills' team. Yeah. Wow. Caleb finished with 24 and JJ McCarthy somehow finished with 23.
Oh,
They did nothing in the first half.
nothing.
I spent all day thinking I was gonna lose and I was okay with that. I accepted that going to kickoff. I almost didn't even watch the game. And then they spent 3 quarters sticking it up before the fourth quarter. So, Mills Devil magic in the fourth quarter. Um Any thoughts on Mills's team?
Look, look. This is on Mills's team. I'm going to say this. Actually, let me just say this about the whole entire the game here. Okay, these are two of the most historic coaches in the league itself. When the two guys who I think are true floor raisers as head coaches. And it's gonna be a tough battle every time you play against another one like you. And I think Mitchell, look, you and Mills, two sides to a coin, man. And it was gonna go one way, or it was gonna
Don't
go
do
another.
that.
It was gonna go one.
Don't compare me to him. Don't compare me to him.
Okay. Well, then let me say this. For some reason, Mills as a coach is one of the greatest. And look, I hate him, but he's one of the greatest floor raisers I've ever seen in my life. He turns trash into decent players, and somehow someone scores 40 and it's over. I just don't understand how it happens, but it does. And I'll say that about Las Vegas, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sitting here right now trying to figure out how that always happens. Honestly, I'll go into my team. I don't really have anything to say. I still think this team sucks in Las Vegas. Justin Fields put up 30,
Yeah.
quarterback one on the week.
One,
Yeah, quarterback one on the week.
that boy Buffalo.
Oh, quarterback two on the week.
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts did well. Zay Flowers, he tried his best on Sunday night. Appreciate you, Zay. Look, what's the point of life?
No.
Okay, like when you really think about it, when you're on your deathbed, like what are you going to look back on and think like, hey, this is what mattered to me. This is and part of me always thinks with this league is like friendship. Like, hey, establishing friendships are good to look back on. If this league continues until we're 80, this would be a pretty cool kind of memento to just be like, look at all the time we spent together. And yet I sit here right now wishing death would come closer, wishing it would come, I don't know, tomorrow. I don't know. Actually, I have Montana next week, so maybe before week 3 starts, before our matchup.
Oh yeah.
Um, Look, for me, I'm in a rebuilding situation. I shouldn't care this much. I should be okay with losing. The only thing that matters to me right now is figuring out which one of these guys, who on my team is going to be in the long-term future of the Toronto Mystics. I have 8 first-round picks in 2027. That's the reboot year. Nothing's changing until then. Right now I'm looking at I like Fields. I like Jackson Dart. I like Kyle Pitts, and I like Zay Flowers, and I like Jameson Williams. That's 5. That should be all I care about. I should be kicking my feet up. I should just be watching football, enjoying it, being like, hey, which one of these guys is popping off this week? Oh yeah. And then they stuck me in. And it's like, why can't I lose by 30? Why do I have to lose on Monday night on a heartbreaker at the last minute in week one?
Because we're not
If
built that way, Mitchell. We're not built that way. We aren't built that way. Me and you, the real coaches in the league, we're not built that way. As much as you want to say we rebuild, we don't rebuild. We
Why
rebuild.
can't we be happy? Why can't we be happy?
I've been
Why
trying to find
what
happiness for 9 years.
why are we broken inside? It's just like what we looked forward to this the entire year. Be like, football's back, football's back. And then you know what it does? It's just a drill to my mental health. Week in and week out. I'm not happy when I win. When I win, someone got injured, or something like, hey, some guy got, this running back doesn't look good anymore. It looks like this new guy's going to be started. Blah blah blah. Justin Fields is getting trashed by the media again. Got to defend him. I'm so sick and tired of coming up with new narratives and gimmicks and bits in the group chat. Like, oh yeah, I had a perfect week on my narratives. Justin Fields looked amazing. Number 15, he's not a top 5 quarterback anymore. I should be sitting back, be like, you know what? I know ball. And yet I'm sitting here today, and I saw some good things from my team. Kyle Pitts looked good again. Justin Fields looked like a superstar. And at the end of the day, I'm empty inside. I'm gonna edit this video. I'm gonna put it up. 47 people are gonna view it, and we're gonna do it all again next week.
Yep.
And that's just I'm just a clown. I'm putting on my clown makeup. I'm juggling my little juggle balls. And here, come see the show, free admission. Because no, I don't make money off of this. I do it for the love of the game, and I put all my love into it. And it's like an abusive relationship, and I just get punched, and I get punched, and I still go back to her every night, be like, "Hey, babe, like, how was your day? Oh, my day was good. You want to go out to dinner tonight? Sure. How about a little Monday night feast? Yeah, yeah. Let's enjoy the game. Yep."
No, no. Look, I'm gonna tell you this right now, Mitchell. I'm gonna tell you this right now, Mitchell. I had it in my head. I had over under 3.5 of those 27 picks being traded before the trade deadline. Because you know, the moment you get that one win that's like, hey man, I could actually make a run at this run of playoffs. I can maybe sprinkle in a little superstar here and there because there's no superstar on this team. Let's keep it honest, other than Justin Fields. But there's no superstar on this team. And once you hear that little trade talk that says, "Hey, I can get a superstar for one of these picks, two of these picks," hey man, hey, next thing you know, Toronto's fighting for
I
potential.
blame you. I blame you. If we had gotten that Jalen Hurts trade done, I would have won week one. I'm not thinking about it. I'm not thinking about how you edged me for 3 days, how it was on the 1 yard line, how you were like, send it. All right, I'll send it. You know what? Actually, I need five more fab. And you're like, whoa, whoa, five fab. And I'm like, sales tax. Doing a little bit here. You know what? That five fab might actually end up ruining my season. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
You have to,
I,
you have
I don't know. I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna try to regroup.
yep,
I'm not. Hey, to any of my players out there watching this, this isn't. I'll be better tomorrow morning. Okay, we're gonna come in. We're gonna watch the film. We're
good.
gonna get better.
They played good for you this week. Let's not get it twisted. These boys fought for you this week. All right.
Yeah, yeah. Cooper Cup fought with his 2.5 points.
I
Uh,
talked to you. I talked to you over the weekend. I said Cooper Cup was an instant noter for me. I thought you were going to put in Hollywood over him. That's what we needed to do.
yeah. Um, it's the existential crisis. That's really what hurts worse. It's not the loss. It's the 3 days afterwards where you wonder why you did that.
Yep.
Like why I wasted my I'm sure James Ball had a great weekend. I'm sure he hung out with friends. I'm sure he saw some sunlight, touched some grass. I spent Thursday, Friday, Sunday, and now Monday in front of my TV just to get my heart broken, just to get ripped out. And that's what we do for sports as sports fans. We put our mental health on the line, um, for events that we have no fucking control over, and we live with the results. And we're stupid enough to do it week in and week out.
Yep.
Anyways, let's move on. Yeah, Sunday Night Football. The Philadelphia Frauds played the Atlanta Juicers. Some went into this week saying this was going to be the game of the week, kind of a clown show. I don't know. James McCaskey really only won because of his quarterbacks. Everyone else kind of played terrible.
I combined for 70 points. Yeah. Yeah. Two quarterbacks combined for 70 on Sunday night. That's the dream. That's the dream. Just like
Yep.
combining for 50 on Monday night. My bad, my bad, my bad, my bad. Anyway, no, my bad, my bad. Look, at the end of the day, James won because of his quarterbacks, and Ethan kind of looks like a team that you can tell, sold after winning the championship. That's all it looks like to me at this point.
Yeah, Ethan's team is really hard to evaluate. They're kind of all over the place. Tyreek Hill looked terrible. I think Dak has better days ahead of him. Number 15 played decently, but Emeka Buka put up 22. But that's Ethan's team is all over the place. He has young guys like Ibuka. He has old guys like Kamara and Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams, and it's like I don't know what to expect from him. I
And
think
what are we
he's the
doing?
hardest team to like read in the league week in and week out. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like for you, you would have preferred the frauds to lose this, but they ended out getting that win.
I mean, it matter to me because, like I said, I'm aiming for the number one seed. And as long as I'm the number one seed, I won't see any of those two guys, Mark and James, until the finals. I will never see them except for the way there. So I honestly don't care what they're doing down there on that side of the thing, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah. All right. Well, we'll get into your matchup. You scored the most points in the league this week.
Yep.
Get ready for that. I like that you decided to throw yourself into the show. Now, I guess you're just sitting around being like, you know what? This would be a good time for me to just come on week in and week out and talk about my team scoring 180 points.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was probably a bad week for you, and you still put up 163 points. I feel like a lot of your players underperformed. Obviously, Derrick Henry put up a 30 ball. That was nice. Your quarterbacks came through with 20 points each.
Yep.
Why do I care? When
No.
I look at this roster, it's like, why should I even care this? I have the advantage at zero positions. It's like I have to hit a 10 leg parlay above like I have to hit a 10 leg parlay against your 10 leg parlay. I There's not a single well just
Look.
bask in it.
Look, listen. I love my team. I love my team. My wideouts didn't play well this week. You know that needs to obviously. You know what I think it is, and I'm gonna talk to them personally because they need to see this. Yo, Amon Ra, Terry McLaurin. Don't think because we are a run first team that you guys can come out here and just do nothing. We expect greatness every week. We should have blown Mark out 190 to 120 or whatever it was. Okay, we should have blown him out by that much. I'm disappointed in my team this week, honestly, Mitchell. I'm just like you. I'm disappointed in my team too. All right.
Yep.
all,
Yeah,
all we need to do, yeah, all we need to do is just do exactly what we did this week, except for get the wide receivers going, and then hopefully whoever my tight end comes in and slots there does this job.
Yeah. 163-point win where you were probably you won by 137. You probably won after that Bijan Robinson touchdown.
Let's
So,
not,
you know,
let's also be honest with ourselves here, okay? I'm in a tougher position because I'm projected 170, so I have to reach that point. That's the tough part about it. Is I'm as you guys are like, oh, I haven't projected 120, but I could get 140, 150. I'm like, yo, if I don't hit my 170, I feel like my team sucks. You know what I'm saying? So it's actually worse for me than it is for the rest of you guys in the league.
yeah, this is like a hedge fund manager being like, "Oh no, I only made $1.7 million today. What a bad day." And I'm over here eating ham sandwiches for lunch, hoping I can save up to get some Doritos on the side. But yeah, no, I get it. Expectations come with, I guess expectations. Like you got to hold yourself to a high standard. That was a bar back there. Yeah, I don't know. Mark's team didn't put up a good performance. I actually outscored Mark this week. It's a missed opportunity. Would have loved to face Mark week one, like I have the last 4 years, except the schedule makers didn't have me face Mark the one time I would have beat him in week one. But
I could have taken on Nick Mills. I could have taken on Nick Mills.
yeah, you could have taken on anyone. You could have taken on the Avengers. We're not worried about that. Yeah, Ashton Genty sucks. Let me use this forum to kind of bring that out.
McCaffrey looks
Yeah, I
good.
don't know.
McCaffrey looks good though. I mean, there's some people look good. I mean, his quarterback sucked this week, except for Jordan Love. He's pretty good. Uh, and at the end of the day, something about Washington coming to LA. Something about Washington seeing the LA uniforms, man. 1-10, 1-11, one of those two. He's 1 in whatever against me, and he's never going to get to 2. That's all I'm going to tell you right now. So that's that. So it feels good when you have the number on the head coach the way I do on Washington.
Yep. Christian McCaffrey is going to be great until he turns into one of my ham sandwiches by week 5. I don't know what ligament it'll be. I don't know if it'll be the knee or the hamstring, but it'll be something. Yeah, I don't know. Mark's team, I feel like he's gonna have a hard time. I've been saying this to him for like weeks now. I just feel like he's gonna have a hard time competing with this like triad of mid quarterbacks when he has to go up against you and James. And
Yeah,
you guys have, you have Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts. He has obviously Lamar and Josh Allen. So showing up to a gunfight with a butter knife at the quarterback position, it's gonna be hard to compete that way. Would be
just go
my
get Justin
thing.
Fields, Mark. Go get Justin Fields.
He's not leaving.
Hey,
Hey, I'll tell you that right now. Look,
let me get Kyle Pitts.
he's not leaving. All right, look, I know I'm in a down position right now. Okay. It's like, yeah, we just had Hurricane Katrina in week one. We're floating on a raft board. I don't know where the dog is. I think we had to leave him in the living room because we didn't have space on the float. Um, but we got Montana next week. We have the milkers,
Yeah.
and we're gonna milk them. and I'm gonna lose to you week 3, and then the season starts week 4.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. I know this isn't the preview show. You do have a mod next week. It doesn't matter. You could face any of the other or other 11 teams in the league. It wouldn't matter. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said at the top, it's a tale of two cities here. You got the haves, you got the have-nots.
Look,
Um,
are you regretting Caleb Williams' trade? Are you regretting that right now? Does it hurt that much? Like, does it feel different when it's Caleb that did it to you?
no, because I went into this offseason with a strategy of betting on the 2027 draft class. That was
Yeah.
my only goal. I got a 2027 first in that. I think Mills' team will be absolutely terrible in 2027.
Then why are we in pain right now? Then why are we in pain? Why are we in pain? You're literally saying on here, 2027, 2027. It's 2025. What are we upset about? This is the plan.
Because I'm starting to think about the next 2 years of my life
Yeah.
and how many more nights I'm gonna have like this one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking about growing this channel and I'm thinking about all the videos I'm gonna have to, it's like making a it's like I'm a documentary maker, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm making a documentary of a bunch of, people who are happy and I'm dead inside. And yet it's difficult for me to capture their happiness when I'm dead as a filmmaker,
Yeah.
right? Because as the filmmaker, I need to portray them. But if my headspace is so negative, how can I portray positivity on the channel? That's where my head's at right now. I don't know if, and as you've had experience with this as someone who's created content on the channel before, and
Yeah.
mysteriously the content starts going away the second the season starts to turn a little bit for you.
Yep.
So you know exactly what I'm going through. So don't ask stupid questions right now. How about that?
No, because I've never once said to myself that I was rebuilding. I've never once said we're rebuilding as an organization. You chose to rebuild as an organization, and you're getting mad because you're not winning now. We chose this. We reload. We don't rebuild. All right. And I thought you were one of those coaches that don't rebuild, they reload. And this is what
Yeah,
happens.
I don't. I don't. I rebuild my roster, but
Caleb
I'm
Williams,
never.
Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas, Brock Bowers. You had to rebuild. You had it. It was right there. Why are we holding on to that? Why are we trying to do the same thing we already did in 2020? Just so what? We're going to trade them in 2027? Is that what we're going to do?
Great question. I think Brock Bowers tore his ACL yesterday. I don't know. I don't know where his knee injury is at. For me, it's just because my roster might look bad, I hold myself as high standard as a coach, and I don't care who I go out with. If I went out with the Milkers roster, I would expect myself to make the playoffs.
No,
So
you wouldn't.
that's why it's tough. That's
No,
why it's
you
tough.
wouldn't. You would. No
I
way.
would. I would. I wouldn't have started Hodge Brooks this week. I'll tell you that much. I would, be grinding the margins. And it's a good question, Will. And obviously this is the week 1 recap. Maybe I'll be singing a different tune in the week 8 recap. I really hope I can find closure and I can find a way to happily rebuild. I'm not trading my 2027 first. I refuse to do that. The
Okay.
over under, smash that under. The over under should be 0.5 and I would bet the under because that's all I have. All I have is hope. All I have is the future, and that's the only light on my candle that keeps me going. You
Who's
know what? You're right. I'm gonna get off this. I'm gonna watch Jeremiah Smith highlights. I'm gonna watch Ryan Williams highlights. I'm gonna watch Arch Manning highlights, and I'm gonna pop like 24 melatonin, and hopefully I'll figure out a way to get to sleep.
and who's on the trade block in Toronto right now? Who is what are we looking like? What are we looking like here? Not that I want him because I don't need him, but you know,
Anyone want Nick Chubb? He looked pretty good this week. Cooper Cup's on the trade block. I
yeah.
know. I know a few teams that could use Cooper Cup.
JMO.
Maybe. Hmm.
Oh, okay.
No, I told you, those 5 are my core. Field,
Uh,
Star, Pitts, JMO, and Zay Flowers. Those are the core. That's the core. Everyone else on my roster,
Golf.
uh, he can go.
Yeah. Yeah. But Jackson Dart.
No, he's part of the
Okay.
core.
He's
He's
It was for
I
it.
need I need him to start by week 3, and then Jared Goff, get ready to learn red tape on your locker when you walk in. Get ready for your key card to not work to the Mystics. And I love Jared Goff. He did a lot for me last year, but man, what a brutal week 1 loss. Like
Terrible
if
week.
I had lost any other way, I wouldn't have cared. But yeah, but that's just what we do here.
Yeah. Hey, look, somebody had to be the content this week. Somebody had to be the content. You know it. We know this.
Justin Herdez is the main character. What can I say? It's a blessing and a curse.
And I'm like
But
the final boss character, you know.
I don't
Uh,
even like talking to you, man. This
what?
is gonna get
I
It's gonna
do?
get worse. It's gonna get worse, man. You're just gonna come in here. I don't even like seeing the Jane Daniels jersey. I trade him to you.
Hey,
Um, I,
you gave me this. You gave me this. You gave me the franchise. You gave me the franchise. I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
yep. I just make everyone else happy, and I die inside.
Now,
So that's
you actually lost the Justin Jefferson trade, the 7-teamer, just to do the 7-teamer. Like that's the type of guy that you are, that's the type of coach that you are, content before anything. So this is great content. So we should be proud about this.
that's gonna do it for our week 1 recap show. Yeah, we'll be moving on. I think me and Will will be back. We'll drop the preview on Thursday. I just can't do that. Okay. I can build myself up to get excited, but I can't do what I just did. I can't do the Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Monday, all day standing in front of my TV pacing. Like it's just so bad. So hey, you know what?
Take a walk.
I might be a box score enjoyer. Okay, maybe I'll be a bot. Hey, you know what? NFL YouTube, they have good highlights. I can watch some highlights. I can be like, oh look, Pitt scored a touchdown. Let me see what that looked like. I don't gotta watch it in lifetime. I don't have to be scrolling the app every live update. I don't need to be calculating in my head. I don't need to be watching Monday Night Football being like, oh no, I need the Vikings to score here. They have to lead. That way they don't throw the ball anymore to TJ Hawkinson and Adam Thielen. And then Caleb will be passing the ball, and then they're gonna blitz him more, and Caleb Williams is worse for us to blitz, so that'll be better for me. Maybe Caleb Williams will throw. I don't need to do all those calculations. And by the way, coaching sucks in the NFL. It's so bad. I could be a better coach than half these teams. Do you think how do these teams not know what's going to happen? On 2nd and 1, JJ McCarthy fakes a handoff and throws it to Justin Jefferson. Obviously, they're going to throw the ball on 2nd and 1. They didn't run the ball on 2nd and 1 the entire day because every advanced analytics says it's better to throw the ball on 2nd and 1. If you don't get it, you run out 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1. It's so obvious. When JJ McCarthy in the red zone lines up, he's been lined up under center and single back every single play. When he lines up in shotgun with Jordan Mason to his back right hip, obviously it's going to be a fucking read option. I was screaming at my TV. I was like, read option, read option, read option. No, we're all going to buy on Jordan Mason. I can't. Last night, Sunday Night Football with John Harbaugh's coaching, I just can't. I can't with the coaching, man. That's the most frustrating thing is I actually like not even be. I know I play a character sometimes, not even being delusional. I think I'd be a top 5 coach in the NFL. And I'm considering getting into coaching because there's not another industry where you can make millions of dollars competing against morons, right? Because
Yeah.
football coaches are just people that are like, oh, that my dad coached, so I'm going to coach. Or like, oh, I played offensive line, so I'm going to get into coaching because I have nothing left to live for since my playing career is over. Like, none of these guys are going to Harvard. None of these guys are going to Brown. If you wanted to make $1 million on Wall Street, you're competing against Yale grads. You're competing against people that they plucked out of some random place in the world that are just geniuses. I don't need to compete against geniuses. I've showed it in the JPDL. I can dominate a bunch of like morons all the time, and I would just take that to the NFL. I can't, bro. I can't with the coaching.
Hey man, bring
Man,
me up.
I stood I,
Bring me as your OC and I'm okay. Bring me as your OC and I'm good. You know I know ball. You
I stood in front of my TV tonight like this. Like I'll show you the whole day. By the way, I've been wearing these all episode. Haven't played music. I was in silence, standing in silence. This the whole day, bro. Just like this, just pointing, just being
that's
like read option. Yeah, this is a slant. Watch the screen, and no one, and they don't listen to me. They don't know ball.
they know.
And so I again, like I said at the top, it's out of our control. we gotta live with the results. That's our cross to bear. And yeah,
Great week for
crucifix
JPDL.
doesn't sound bad right now.
Great week one for the JPDL, man. Great week one. You gotta love it. Great television.
That's gonna do it for our week one recap show. We'll be back. We'll be back for the week two preview. But yeah. All right.
It's night time.
Oh, I hope you have a nice night of sleep. I know I won't. I can tell you that.
Oh God.
Uh